naging van sales ako. So, I went around yung van, yung nagbenta sari-sari store. So, after nun, dahan-dahan ako naging team leader ng isang group.
Started as a brand associate of Skin White. Eventually, I became the manufacturing head of food. And after that, I became sales of key accounts, similar to his experience. And then total sales of Philippines, total sales, and then president.
We were instilled kasi of parang working hard would have results eh. So, parang if you work hard, if you perform, you will be rewarded.
Kumbaga, it's not gonna be handed to you on a silver platter. When I found out that I was gonna be interviewing you guys, I heard the name Hortaleza. The first thing that came to my mind, the Hortaleza products of my youth. So, yung mga cuticle remover and, you know, in the small bottles, the packaging, plus the hairspray. This was your dad's original product.
During the family of my dad, no, may stores yun eh. So may ibang stores, binigay rin sa dad ko. Kinonvert rin niya naman yun into this retail company called HBC.
A small, home-based lab propelled by a vision and meager capital. This paved the way for Rolando and Rosalinda Hortaleza to build the business giant that we know as Splash Corporation, and companies that own well-known brands across the globe. And now, it's time to meet the next generation that will continue their leadership. On this episode of Power Talks, we sit down with the Hortaleza brothers, Alfonso and Alexone of Prime Global. Today, we're sitting down with the Hortaleza brothers, and it's such a treat to be sitting down with both of them at the same time. So, nandito tayo sa opisina ng Prime Global and Prime Global Finance Corporation. So, good morning, Alfonso and Alexone.
Good morning, Pia.
Pleasure.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice.
It's so nice to meet you. Salamat sa pag-welcome sa amin here inside your office. So thanks for sitting down with us. Has this always been the office of Prime Global? I mean, ever since you started?
This has been our office since 2019.
2019, yes.
When we sold Splash Corporation and its brands way back in 2019, our office was in BGC.
Okay.
But after we sold that company, we transferred here.
All right. You mentioned that you transferred after you sold your previous company, Splash. Alfonso, can you give us like a brief background? Paano ba nag-umpisa yung family business?
Well, it started with my dad, no. His family used to have these outlets, yung Hortaleza outlets, no. So they mainly sold beauty products. So when my sister was born, yung eldest sister namin, it wasn't enough kasi they were doctors eh. They were doctors, tapos medyo bitin yung income nila. So they decided to go into business. So they started supplying yung stores na to ng beauty products. So nag-start sa hairspray, and then tuloy-tuloy na yung mga products. So nagkaroon ng astringent, nagkaroon ng facial cleanser, extract, ganun. But the first biggest product nila was Extraderm. So with that, continuous, tas nagbunga ng ibang brands like Skin White, Vitres, Hygienics. So those are the brands that nag-start yung family namin.
Can you tell us, Alexone, yung pagiging doktor ng parents nyo, what was their field? What was their specialty?
It was for the kids and for the eyes, if I remember correctly.
Pedia and ophthalmology.
Pedia and the eyes.
So, paano sila napasok sa beauty products? How did they get into that?
My dad's family was into retailing of beauty products. They saw the potential of supplying to that store. So they started their own manufacturing.
All right. Because, you know, when I found out that I was going to be interviewing you guys, I heard the name Hortaleza. The first thing that came to my mind, the Hortaleza products of my youth. So, yung mga cuticle remover and, you know, in the small bottles, the packaging, plus the hairspray. This was your dad's original product.
Yes.
And
Go ahead.
And during the family of my dad, no, may stores yun eh. So may ibang stores, binigay rin sa dad ko. Kinonvert rin niya naman yun into this retail company called HBC.
Okay, so hiwalay yun from the Vashador? Yung
Yes,
nasa
hiwalay
Pasig.
siya. Yeah, hiwalay.
Just want to add that in the history of the family business, tuloy-tuloy din yung mga magagandang products or innovation na gawa ng family namin.
Yeah.
So, I mentioned Alfonso, Extraderm. It was actually the first exfoliating product in the market. We also launched Skin White. It was actually one of the pioneers in the whitening category. We also launched Vitres, the cuticle coat protect product, which is also first in the industry. So throughout that time ng family business, it's a lot of innovation.
That all started with your father
Yes.
and your mom. They were partners in the
They're partners
business.
in the business.
That they're really a tandem. So my dad focused on the operations, the marketing. My mom was in the finance.
So, yung decision to create Prime Global and Prime Global Financing came about after the sale of Splash Corporation, tama ba?
For the financing side, it was done because of the Asian financial crisis. Back then kasi sa 1997, diba, nagtank ang economy ng Filipinas. So, a lot of our partners and suppliers got into a financial mess. So what my parents did was made this company to help them. No?
Okay. So Prime Global has been around, financing has been around
since
longer.
1987.
Okay.
So basically, it was just catered within the ecosystem of the group. So when we sold Splash, like for 6 years ago, we decided to open it up. So ngayon, Prime Global Finance is trying to cater naman sa buong Pilipinas. So for the past few years, our main focus was to try to expand outside our closed market.
And how about
For the FMCG group,
Yeah.
it was in 2019. After we sold Splash, the remaining brands was Barrio Festa Manufacturing. So we turned that into Prime Global Corporation as the FMCG company.
Okay. Nung nag-umpisa kayo, it was just the Barrio Festa Bagoong, tama ba? And now, nag-venture out na kayo into other products?
Yeah, as of this year, since we sold Splash way back in 2019, we had a non-competition. So we can't compete with Splash for first 5 years.
So no beauty products?
No personal care, no beauty. But this year it's exciting because we can go back. And we're very, very familiar with this category, the market of personal care and beauty. So we will be relaunching new brands again. And we're exploring relaunching old brands like Sansan Cosmetics, if you're familiar.
Yeah, of course. Parang nanumbalik yung pagkabata ko. These are all familiar brands. And so these are brands that you're gonna relaunch.
Yes.
Pero meron na rin kayong na-relaunch so far?
We launched the Hortaleza MD. That's actually also a relaunched brand. We also relaunched Hair MD. So Hortaleza MD is our personal care brand in terms of facial. So we have sunscreen, face wash, moisturizing gel, and we have a retinol product. And we also have Hair MD, that's shampoo, conditioner. And by next year, we'll have cosmetics, so Sansan, and we also have crayons.
Crayons?
Crayons
it's a
is
brand.
also another brand of
Brand
HB.
name.
So growing up, were you exposed already to the business?
Yes.
In what way?
In a way, it's daily because when they get home, in fact, in my early years of my life, we were living inside the plant, so I really remember that. So
As in yung bahay nyo nandun sa
andun sa
loob
loob
ng
ng plant. So it was in Valenzuela. So I really remember me eating, playing around with all the employees, all the manufacturing, seeing the lines, no? I remember na manual pa lahat eh. Tapos eventually naging automated. So we grew up with that environment.
And you have similar memories?
Yeah, and just to add to what Alfonso was saying, I have memories as a kid. That's why my values is being grounded, because I remember Christmas parties before the manufacturing facility. And what's one thing that I appreciate about my parents is they continuously engage with the rank and file.
Yes.
When there are Christmas parties, we have this group called the Kamaligs. They're like the first 50 employees of Splash. And even if the company was growing at a very fast rate, my parents always engaged with this group, the first 50, even at us, the bigger size of the company. So they didn't forget about the Kamaligs. So that's one of the main values that I learned growing up, was to be grounded. That don't forget that your early employees, your early customers, your early suppliers. And in fact, some of our suppliers way back in Splash are still our suppliers now to this day. And some of our distributor partners from way back in Splash is still our distributor partner today.
Were you also involved in, I don't know, the day-to-day operations?
Yeah, summertime, so more of simple stuff in coding, going to the office. Yeah, it was part of our childhood.
And also exposure in business. We also had those when we came back from college. We were, some of the parents go, oh, you sit in the meetings and attend all the different meetings. My dad used to joke, na you don't have to go to MBA, just sit down in our leadership meetings. So that was also one of the early exposures in business that we had.
So, growing up, you already knew that you would be taking over the business one day. Was it a given, or
personally, I wouldn't say taking over. I just know that I will be involved in the business.
It's more like that.
Because we were 4 siblings, so we didn't know how it's going to be structured.
Same with you, Alfonso.
I didn't expect it, so I was there for, I took it day by day in present. So whatever is given to me or whatever I had to do, I'll just do it best of my ability. So walang expectation, I'll take over the business.
But the interest was there also
Yes,
because of the exposure. How would you describe, life na your kids, and then you're right there where the business is? Because I'm so intrigued by your story about how the house is in the plant. So talagang pagising nyo, nandun na. Did it work well also in the sense that meant your parents would have more time also with you? Kasi nandun na yung bahay eh.
Personally, I don't remember any much of those memories. I was too young. Maybe Alfonso can.
They were very busy. So admittedly, parang even though during that time, the early parts, they were very busy. So I just understood that it was for work. So, but when we moved out the plant, parang naintindihan ko nung bata pa lang. So it wasn't like parang wala sila lagi. So I kind of understood it.
Similar experience. My parents were really driven, ambitious people growing up, and they were just very busy. We didn't spend as much time as I wanted, but growing up, I understood how much important the sacrifices they did. Because of all the sacrifices, we are now in this position right now. So really, I'm very grateful for everything that they've done.
They would tell you stories of their childhood, syempre you saw how the business was growing, but you were very young then. When you were much older, did they explain to you just how difficult it was?
Oh yeah.
To grow the business?
We're hearing those stories now.
Really? Ano yung mga favorite stories nila that they like to tell you?
It's just how hard it was before, starting the family business with no capital, not that much capital, and the sales was not picking up at the start. So just sharing those daily struggles, you really learn a lot. Parang yung stress nyo ngayon, wala pa yan sa stress.
Because I read nga, actually, you mentioned the little capital. Parang they started with what, less than 10,000 pesos?
10 to 12,000 pesos. Just parang gifts from their wedding. Imagine starting with 12,000.
Wedding gift.
Yes.
Yung wedding gift nila ginamit nila as capital.
Yes. It started with that much of amount, and then it became the huge company that it is today. So it's crazy.
When you hear stories like that, is there some sort of pressure on your part to make sure that you keep the company, healthy, robust?
Of course. Yes, of course, because we want to continue our parents' legacy. Gusto namin na when we grow, we also copy it. Parang ganyan din mangyari sa amin. And also for our kids, no? And parang, kumbaga, we continue to grow and innovate and be better.
Yeah. The ultimate goal is to maintain this business for more decades, for more generations. I was sharing you a while ago that I was really impressed with one of the companies that's 8th generation already. And that's the goal, to extend the company more than 10 generations, 20 generations.
And are you hoping that your children will feel the same way, have the same passion that you do?
I hope so.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. We'll definitely try to educate them to that way.
I'll go back to what you said earlier na from the beginning, parang you didn't expect naman that you would be working for the company. You knew that somehow you'd be involved. Did this affect your choices in education? Pagdating niyo sa college, were you able to choose which course you wanted? I mean, did you really go for management-related courses?
It's huge influence. So I probably say 80%. That's why I choose management. So malaking bagay talaga siya. Malaking
Yeah,
bagay.
similar. They really highly recommend it.
At least yung term highly recommend. Hindi naman pinilit. Highly recommended lang.
So yeah, we ended up with management.
Did you study here, or did you
Here,
have to go abroad?
Here.
I studied in Australia.
Okay.
For my management.
And then, did you ever think na parang you wanted to work somewhere first before working for the family company?
During that time, no. But right now, if I have my children, I will tell them to work outside.
Oh, okay. Completely? Ayaw mo na pumasok sila
Yeah,
sa...
kasi I really believe in different perspectives. Pag meron kang maraming perspective or ibang experience, nakakatulong siya sa innovation niya. So if you're just, dito ka agad sa isang family business, para masyadong walang different perspective na manatagdag. So, yeah.
I agree with Alfonso. I would rather at least have a little exposure outside. Maybe 1 to 2 years would have been a lot already. At the start, after college, we had a family consultant before that helps us in setting up the family business, and they were recommending that we should study out of the family business.
Okay. Oo. So, before coming back in.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the business has been around, well, I mean, kasi nga nag-evolve na yung business, di ba? So, technically nga, you didn't take over what was started kasi it's already a different thing then, di ba? So, maybe we can talk about what you're both doing now. You've established, ventured out into financing and into the fast-moving consumer goods. So how would you describe your work on a day-to-day basis? We'll start with Alfonso.
So my work involves in basically looking for accounts for financing. No? So our position is to help the Filipino SME. So we have a digital team that looks for clients. We have partnered with some agents to farm clients to us, and we provide financial solutions or loans to them. We also have an insurance platform that's all online insurance. So basically, mainly it's more of a B2C type of website that just put your car model, then 7 or 8 insurance companies you can buy all online. So that's basically my focus. So my day-to-day is just trying to reach to the customer and provide the service and product. So,
And very different ang FMCG.
In FMCG, we focus on the market. We look what the gaps in the market, what are potential products that we can produce. So we either produce it in our manufacturing or we look for our toll suppliers to produce that product. And then we communicate through marketing to our customers.
I'm curious as to how this parang division of labor, so to speak, came about. I mean, like, how did you end up with FMCG and how did you end up with financing?
Personally, I don't know. That's
know.
more of our parents.
Parents, yeah.
But at that time, 2019, I was actually handling the manufacturing unit of food already.
Okay.
yes.
So I think that was the easier choice. That okay, you manage the food because you're already handling the food manufacturing.
Okay.
And my naman was back then was sales in Splash. So I was account officer.
Okay. Do you remember pa first job ninyo? I mean,
Yeah.
like your first destination. First job mo ba was with Splash?
No, first
Di
job
ba?
ko during that time, it was a different take ng dad ko eh. Noong time na ginawa niyang EA. Siguro na-realize niya after a while na parang dapat mag-start ako sa ilalim. So, naging van sales ako. So, I went around yung van, yung nagbenta sari-sari store. So after nun, dahan-dahan ako naging team leader ng isang group.
Okay. So when you say that you went around, as in nag-iikot ka talaga para magbenta? Or parang pag may nag-order, ikaw yung magda-deliver?
Ganun siya kasi it was, may tinatawag na general trade eh. Yung parang yung mga masa sari-sari stores, mga supermarket naman ng aircon. You really literally have to go there and get their order eh. So that's the way of selling
Okay.
back then. No? So loob ng isang truck, it's filled with our inventory. So on the spot,
Okay.
bibentahan mo sila.
Oo.
Parang,
Okay. So, inikot mo buong Pilipinas nun?
noon natin South Luzon.
Okay.
So Cavite, Laguna area.
Alright. So, after the van sales, then you moved to accounts? Not
May
yet.
tawag na modern trade. So it's like chains naman. So chains siya ng supermarkets na it's bigger. So regional chains. Tapos after that, I went to national accounts. So ito na yung nationwide chains.
Okay. How about you, Alexone? You remember your first
I
assignment?
also worked directly to Splash already, and so I started as a brand associate of Skin White.
Okay.
And then after that, I transitioned to the manufacturing, which is a production supervisor. I became a production planner. I became a production manager. Eventually, I became the manufacturing head of food. And after that, I became sales of key accounts, similar to his experience. And then total sales of Philippines, total sales, and then president.
Okay, wow. So lahat ng ito, parang syempre yung first job nyo, like your first designation sa Splash, bagong graduate pa kayo, hindi pa kayo kinakasal. So you're all still living in the same household?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mahirap ba yun? Yung dynamic na gano'n, na parang magkasama kayo sa trabaho, tapos pag uwi, magkasama pa rin kayo?
I think, yeah, I think the time it was easy because we were young, you know. It was not that so wala pa kaming children eh, so it was peaceful and okay naman.
Peaceful is the key operative term. Is it the same for you, Alexone? The same sentiment?
So, and we weren't really directly reporting to the family or the parents, so I think it was a different experience. But I think it was the right choice. We learned from the bottom to top. We weren't directly being the president. It gave me a deeper understanding of all of the different departments and what they do. So when I became the president, I understood the limits of each department and the roles of each department.
Were you allowed to talk about work at home? Dinner table?
It's part of it. Kasi if it's family business, di mo maiwasan talaga eh, na darating sa point na kasi it's part of our lives eh.
Exactly. 80% of our life is work. So
Did you say 80 or 18? 80.
What else could you talk about? Because most of your day is work, right?
And so now that you're handling two different companies but working in the same office, how would you describe your working relationship?
I think it's solid. Because at the end of the day, we're handling different companies. So we both present to the board with our presentations, but
I have to thank my parents because they established a culture and our processes is very arm's length, very, very process oriented. So it's there's no, because it's like we operate in a separate business, so everything's smooth.
Well, you mentioned na you have your kids already. Syempre, ngayon you guys are both family men, married with kids. How has that affected your lifestyle now? Parang nagbago bang buhay when you became a husband and a father, Alfonso?
Yes, nagbago in a good way because I'm more inspired and driven. It gives me purpose. So it made me more excited to go to work tapos umuwi rin ng bahay at the same time. So overall, it made me parang a better person overall.
Can you tell us a little bit about how long have you been married?
4 years.
4 years. Can you tell us what it's been like so far? Yung yung safe for your wife to hear. But syempre yung totoo, but safe for your wife to hear.
There's no change because there's no parang big difference because if you meet a partner naman na okay, it'll just add up. So it's like a 1 + 1 = 4 situation. So there's no change because I'm married to someone that's a fit with me. So parang ganun siya.
Sweet. Doon sa podcast, sabi mo, the secret to a happy life is a happy wife. Na parang dinadamayan mo. Sabi mo, dinadamayan mo yung wife mo even while she's breastfeeding. Kailangan gising ka rin. Sana lahat ng husband ganun, di ba? Pero ano yun? Did she request that ba? Or
I kind of understood naman. For me kasi it's a partnership, diba? So dapat in a way you try to parang work together. So parang ganun lang naman yung take go with that. So that's how I approach our relationship then.
And same with you, Alexone, ganun din ba?
Yeah,
Happy
I
wife,
think
happy
Alfonso
life?
has the main point. Well, happy life is happy wife. And the second thing is the 1 + 1 = 4. I think you're both individuals that support each other to grow. That's it. So as long as your marriage thinks about it that way, I think you'll be in a good spot.
Well, sabi mo, Alfonso, it's important that you, syempre, choose the right person, marry the right partner. Can you tell us, paano ba kayo nagkakilala ni Angel? Angel, of course, is from her background is entertainment, di ba?
Yeah, but also business.
Business
so they
also.
own the Ensaymada.
Yes, Mulak Ensaymada.
So how we met? We met through a friend naman.
Okay.
Of all places, online friend ko siya. Tapos right now he's my partner actually. Tapos pinaalala niya sa akin. So we met in a bar. Tapos kwentuhan lang. Then it prospered from there.
And so was it a long courtship?
Probably a few months. Then
Okay.
matagal kaming naging together. Probably 3 years, I think. 3 or 4 years.
Parang yun yung ideal amount of time before deciding to settling down?
I think we had an idea settling down, but I don't kasi when I tell advice na, you shouldn't put time on these kinds of relationships. So if you just feel it right, it's feel right. But you have to be committed on the first few months pa lang na parang, is she the one for marriage? So, para hindi magsayang ng oras. So, but during that time, I believe na she was the one kaagad, simula pa lang.
Oh, love at first sight pala.
Recorded.
Oo. Yeah, on cam yan How about you, Alexone? Was it a long courtship for you and your wife? Can you tell us a little bit about that also?
So, Kim and I met actually in Ateneo. I studied in Ateneo for 1 year. And we were actually seatmates. I was Hortaleza, she was Go. So,
GH, okay.
So, at that time, talagang mahihayin ako sa babae. Hindi ko kaya makipag-uusap sa girls.
Wala ka pang girlfriend? Never ka pa nagka-girlfriend noon?
Never
Okay.
pa. And syempre, parang sheltered kid from high school to college. Puro guys na kasama mo. So, nahirapan ako engage siya. Eventually, throughout sa pangungulit ko, sa pagte-text ko sa kanya and all that, na-convince ko naman.
Na-convince mo na?
Na-convince ko rin naman.
Na lumabas?
na lumabas, na mag-date. And eventually, long distance kami, napupunta ko sa Australia. And we were still messaging consistently. And then pagbalik ko, I asked her to be my girlfriend.
Wow.
Eventually...
Wow! So you mean nung pag-alis mo for 3 years of college, hindi mo pa siya girlfriend noon?
Hindi pa.
Wow! Pero friends, you stayed friends?
Yeah, we stayed friends. And we usually chat and call. And yun nga, sa pangungulit ko.
Oo. Ang galing pero wala kayong agreement or understanding na, you won't date anyone else. Kasi hindi pa kayo mag-boyfriend-girlfriend.
Wala naman.
Oo. But it's just that you had nobody else you wanted to be with.
Yeah.
And then, so when you came back, you got together, naging mag-boyfriend and girlfriend kayo. And
even before I came back officially, one of my visits here, I asked her to be my girlfriend. So we had a long-distance relationship for a while.
Okay. For a bit, okay. And then, so when you got back, and then, pakasal na agad, ganon?
Hindi. A few years, I think it was 2 years. Then, nagpasal kami after.
Okay. And how's it like now with your son, who's a year and a half?
1 year and a half. Very fun, very fun. Just, you hear stories about the parents or the fathers of my friends. They're saying that if you have a kid, something that's very exciting, matutuwa ka talaga pag nakikita mo sila. It's ganun talaga Pag nakikita mo yung kids mo, matutuwa ka It's a different experience. Only parents could understand that kind of experience.
So, sila ba yung first apos ng mga magulang nyo? Or your sisters already had kids before you?
My sister has. My elder sister
Okay.
has.
So, how would you describe your parents as grandparents? Parang, is it the same? Di ba minsan kasi parang sweet naman sa'yo yung parents mo, pero pagdating ng apo, grabe, pwede palang mas sweet.
Sweet.
Oo.
Grabe ang mas sweet ng apo.
Talaga?
I think it's also a function of time and the busyness. Because when the time that we were kids, they were growing the business. Ngayon na nakapag-retire na or semi-retire na sila, they have enough time to share with their apos.
Yes.
Bumabawi naman sila ngayon.
Anong nila, parang activities that they do, that they like to do with the grandchildren?
Going around, walking, eating, spending time, and buying gifts, buying toys.
Buying toys.
But more of time with the kids. My dad always texts me like, pwede ba yung mga anak mo, ganyan. Papuntahin mo naman dito sa bahay.
Okay.
So we have like regular barbecue moments sa bahay ng dad ko. And bringing all the apos. Mostly it's more of time with the apos.
Tama yan.
So,
ano ba tawag sa kanila? Lolo and Lola?
Grandpa. And then ama.
Grandpa and ama. So, you mentioned the barbecue. I saw that nga sa isang episode mo, di ba? Parang you said you wanted to have family traditions based on yung family traditions ninyo growing up. Ano ba yung family traditions ninyo growing up?
So that's one, the barbecue thing that we had barbecues every Saturday, every Sunday.
Sunday.
And then I just wanted to repeat that experience.
So, sino nagba-barbecue? Ikaw ba? Kasi sabi mo, niregaluhan ka ng barbecue grill.
Yeah.
So, ikaw ba ang nagba-barbecue?
So, for our family, pag kami lang ni Kim, ako nagba-barbecue.
Okay.
Pero pag kasama yung dad ko, may chef siya nagba-barbecue.
Okay. Hindi na kaya. Masyado maraming tao. Masyado maraming bisita. Kayo rin ba, Alfonso? I mean, do you have your own little family traditions
Yes, yes.
now?
We're trying to do that nga. Actually, our tradition rin naman is we're trying to have that going to our grandparents. So, pag Sunday, parang dapat bisitahin talaga yung grandparents namin. So, yun ang tradition na gusto namin gawin.
Well, going back also to your traditions growing up with your parents, what are some of the things that they taught you at a very early age that you'd want to teach your kids too?
Well, I think one of the most basic naman is punctuality. So, yun ang tinuro talaga sa amin na wag maging late, regardless. And it kind of carries, medyo nadamay lahat if you do that. Like, be on time early. That small thing affects a lot Kasi if kung ganun ka, that basic thing, it affects everything, studies, it affects... yun ang isa sa pininstill rin sa amin when we're very young. Yeah.
I agree. Two things for me is major. One, the punctuality, Alfonso mentioned already, and two is being grounded. Even if we are very fortunate, my parents didn't miss out on talking to the rank and file, talking to the people, our employees. So I want that kind of value still instilled to my kids. Now, hindi parang elitista, if you understand, di ba? Kailangan kahit sino pwede kausapin.
Well, speaking of being very grounded, a lot of people say na kapag kasi when you grow up privileged or fortunate, parang minsan sasabihin nila, kulang na sa drive or kulang sa ambisyon. How would you respond to that?
We were instilled kasi of parang working hard would have results So, parang if you work hard, if you perform, you will be rewarded So, I think parang kumbaga, deserve mo siya. Parang siyang, so, with my parents, they worked hard for such a long time. We saw the fruits in their labor. And ganun din yung sa amin na parang, you will not enjoy the fruits unless you work hard. Parang, that's what I felt.
Kumbaga, it's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter.
Yes.
For me naman, that's external comments, right? You're mentioning that people would say that kulang yung drive ng tao, kulang yung ambition. I don't really focus on the comments of other people. I'm just focused on myself, just focused on my company. As long as I'm continuously improving through growth and all of the different things, and also the company continues to improve, that's what's important to me.
Speaking to you and seeing how you are, parang I don't see or feel like that you guys were pressured into this. I mean, it feels like you guys are truly enjoying the work that you do, that you're happy with your roles, and that you've grown into your roles. Am I correct in assuming that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm really happy, inspired, and I really want, actually, one of my goals is to really help uplift yung mga tao ko, yung employees, to have the better life.
That's true.
And like with my parents nga, with Dori Kamali, kasi gusto na namin parang to really help the way we can with our employees, stakeholders, partners, clients, matulungan talaga sila.
No, I totally agree. End of the day, why are we doing all of this now, starting a company and all that? It's about providing value to your customers and also value to your employees. So as long as we can continue to do that, I think it's good.
So, to what do you attribute, this healthy, positive attitude that you have towards your work?
I don't know. I'm enjoying the work right now because at the end of the day, we're able to provide customers good value and also providing jobs to our employees. So there's a good purpose behind the company.
Yeah. I think it's mainly purpose. We want to have to make the lives of our partners and everyone better.
So, okay. My last question would be, given everything that you have learned, how would you describe the situation that you're in now, and what is the most important thing you have to do as the second generation running the company?
I think it's just continue, be grounded. Because if you have this parang purpose and goal, you'll hit it naman. So just continue, attack day by day.
For me, it's just
continue
the business and to dream big.
Dream big.
That's also one of the main
have
values.
Purpose.
That my parents keep on saying, that you should dream big. When you go into business, always play as the first, the target to be the first and the best. and that's the mindset. So it's a combination of dreaming big and staying grounded.
This is a perfect combination.
Yeah,
What do you want to say to your parents, and what do you want to say to your kids? I mean, if they watch this in the future, what message do you want to impart to them?
To parents, sure, thank you. I love you. Thank you for everything, and don't worry. I think that I'll do my best to, to be a good person. Yeah.
How about to your kids? Pag
Like,
pinanood nila to in the future.
Hopefully, you learn something about what they say, and hopefully that we can spend more time together. Siguro ganun.
For me, to my parents, thank you for everything. I appreciate all the sacrifices you did for the past multiple years. We won't be in this position without you. Kami bahala. Kami na bahala. We're here, diba? And for my kids, Cairo, sana may natutunan ka dito. Galingan mo, ha? Ikaw yung third generation. Alam yung statistics. So, I hope you learn. I'm sure you'll be good. You'll be great.
Babalikan nila to. Thank you so much. Thank you, Alexone. Thank you, Alfonso, for
Thank you.
spending time with us today. Thank you very much.
It was fun.
I hope you had fun. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and download Power Talks with Pia Arcangel on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, GMA Integrated News streaming platforms, or wherever you listen. Till the next episode.